So to get back talking about this, everyone wants to say hurrah for the United States, but have you ever noticed that sometimes some people show back up and not here? That was the other question that Reagan said. It was like everyone comes over and they're dead. They're dead the moment they arrive at the harbors and docks and stuff, and they don't understand that. The long sought story and answers won't ever be long sought and never told to anyone about what is and what isn't. So you're guaranteed almost a lie every time, except for this particular one, where the Israelis actually had changed what and why the currency is the way it is. It was actually a deterrent in some ways of seeing the currencies of, you might come back here, you might never come back here, you might get held up and stuff. So it's just a confusional idea of why people come here. Oh, it's so far from Europe, no one's going to see me screw someone up, except some people buy that with the rules and regulations where the laws are not here, in the sense of how to, for, the judges and stuff. The judges were told you're not justices, and you're definitely not the overseer in trials. As justices is a very low term overseas of, you may say you're a justice, but will you sign your signature and, put your one fingerprint on the dotted line to say, oh, you served justice today? Where in a lot of cases, well over 4,000 cases to the total of recently 800,000 cases have been overturned. Either not enough evidence, they collected the evidence incorrectly, people ran their mouths and exploited what really might have happened, and stuff like that. So it's pretty. The ones that aren't really exploited are the ones where a guy saw a guy pull out a gun and shoot him. Okay, so that was caught on camera. That's a bit different. Or if to say it was exploited, the video never made it back to where it should have made it to be looked at. Because normally when someone kills someone in a mall, the video is not copied right away, but you'll go around as a police officer, you'll get a state trooper to normally initial off on what he saw in the video, and then they'll get the not chief of police, they'll get the guy above him to come in, who's a supervisor, and initial off on this. I saw this. That way, by the complacency of a person, we'll look at this in a few days, we'll look at this in a month, we'll look at this in 2 months, so we're going to hold people up. Sorry about your loved ones getting shot or killed, but that's just the way things go. You have a gun, they have a gun, you're dumb enough to wave your gun, he's dumb enough to believe that he can just kill anyone. If you wave a gun, the gun goes up, he says self-defense, boom. It happens. And even overseas, when it happens, it's a problem. People don't necessarily want to live now in that particular area. Some people get vindictive. Other people won't come out of their houses. It's not so much like the U.S. where, people just resort to lying or resort to, I want to be the crime watch guy so I can get shot and I'll get another life. It doesn't always work that way when you're being vindictive. As far as an overseer, there's only technically 2 right now. One is myself. The second one is a temporary person. And then you have your what they call the lessers, which are trial people hate that, but it's just the way it is. The lessers, and that's the four different trial rooms. if you make it to the trial room that I'm normally at, which I normally don't have anyone coming in there unless you shoot someone, or a judge, representative, senate, congress, you're all technically people that I can put in jail for the rest of their life if I want to. Your whole army's way underneath me. They're way underneath the army. So when it comes down to how the stack rank in another country, when you're accepting foreign aid, and when you're accepting help from a foreign country, when you're inside a country that's still owned technically by the Soviets. So the biggest thing of it is, don't be a hater. Just shut your mouth and do your work. If there's a problem, don't be afraid to speak up and say something. Don't speak up to the fact of, the manager doesn't agree because that manager's taking $50 a week from that person. That happens every day here. So now you have to go to human resources, skip all that crap you learned about how I need to go to my boss. Most of them aren't ever bosses. So now you got to go to human resources, and human resources is going to ask you, why are you coming here? Well, because out there's a group, I like to say group and organization of people who are against certain people. If you're not in this clique or that clique, or if you're not paying this amount of money, and they're going to ask you how to prove it. It's pretty simple. Go back through the file and see who always gets in trouble. So all these people got in trouble, but who was the name that reported all of them to get in trouble? Is it always the same? Yeah, but in most cases it is. Well, we got a troublemaker group. So now this person, maybe you have another company somewhere. It's a little bit out of range, but maybe the person wants to move too. So that person gets their job back through another company. Don't be the blockhead that says, I'm a Crime Watch type of person. If you ever look at the Crime Watch, it shows an eye on the sign. That's a nice way of saying to keep watch. But let me ask you a question. How many mass murderers, killers, cold stories that you've ever heard of on YouTube or on the television that were, if you ask Europe, you'll find out by Germany, because you'll be sent down there to contact someone, how many cases, as they like to say, I don't like to say cases, I don't like blood in my food, okay? So you say cases, potatoes, bananas, all these are in cases. So I say investigation, and you'll notice almost every investigator was either killed, murdered, hidden. About, I think, 40 investigators not found to this day from this country, and the numbers go up a little bit in other countries. So we have a huge group of people who just like to kill. So shut up about it. And that's how the attitude is. The attitude here is that way. We'll get away with what we need to get away with. We'll do what we need to do, and etc. But like I said, getting a little bit more back towards currency, I'm curious if I wet in that currency, if I take a certain chemical which actually turns the currency green, if I wetten it with the river water, will I find the result I'm going to find? Because it does not turn red under river water. But anyway, you take this chemical, you put it on, it turns it green, and then I take regular river water and pour it on. That's not defacing currency. Currencies don't have faces. This one has a picture. But anyway, with that, will it turn red? Ask the Smithsonian. If you ever go down to the museum, ask the Smithsonian, because they have over 50-some current, quote-unquote, not necessarily $1, currencies have turned red, and handed them in and said, well, this is what they're hiding from you. this is what your water supply looks like if you were to be actually able to look through that microscope and see it. Because not all blood is red. If it has separated, it is clear, and then it's a hardened red. So when some people don't like really red not mulberry, might be mulberry, but it's a certain color. They don't like those colors. Why? Because it is actually really dark blood. Darker blood is not always good, but lighter blood into the pinkish side is not good either. So it's always in the middle. Anyway, that's pretty much about currency. I might actually break this up and change it into 2 different videos, but you'll see these actually show up online as well. And since my phone don't have a pause button, this is more likely going to be 4 videos. But yeah, in the Russian, Soviet, and all the other countries, every dollar that they actually keep in a vault, that is actually no good. They go and stamp void on the front and back, or they put an X from corner to corner, or they will take and actually burn the currency after cleaning the currency. And no one can understand what cleaning the currency is where you take in, literally take a wet rag, it's not so wet, and you just clean it, front to back, go cleaning the currency. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say for tonight. As far as the breakdown of a lot of these other movies, I mean, maybe the occult changed what they think and how they do this and everything, but if you open your wallets or your purses up, you find a dollar bill in there, and it was straight, or it might have had like, little bends on the corners, which is normal, but it's totally turned sideways on being folded. You got someone bugging you, because they claim they can do that through origami, or crap, I can't think of it. It was in that ghost movie. I told the guy to shut up and not say that word. I think it's not origami, but it's not gourmet either. Smart ass. Anyway, if you look at the other movie, it's the ghost movie. You see the ghost movie out the U.S. put out, and then there's another one, and that's there. If you keep typing in light in YouTube, and I think right around a certain date, but I had it posted a few times on my page, just way down in the profile, where a certain word is not mastery or anything, but it's a nice way of saying trash. It's someone who will do anything to technically make or break themselves, whether their bodies or other people's bodies. They'll steal, etc., etc. As the other flip side to it in Korea is it's a protector. When the thing's sitting there telling you that it had displaced itself and went for a walk, which is still alive. It's just not. It looks like a ghost, so it's not a ghost either. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna stop there for tonight. So have a good night.